Ready to start? Do a roll call. Be sure we have a quorum. Don, if you're here, stay present. Susan, or Sue, I'm sorry. Ms. Workman, are you present? Okay. Karen?
I'm here.
Okay. Andrew?
Here.
And the chair is here. So we have a quorum. Don, do you have a motion?
Yes, sir. In accordance with the recommendation of the CDC to help prevent the spread of COVID-19 virus, in accordance with the executive order number 78 issued by the governor, authorizing public meetings be conducted electronically. Therefore, the Williamson County Board of Zoning Appeals will be held electronically. And I make a motion to that effect.
Have a second?
Second.
Proper motion and a second. To those in favor of the motion, whoops, do a roll call. I keep wanting to do a voice vote. Don?
Yes.
In favor of the motion?
Yes.
Don votes yes. Andrew?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Sue?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. So motion carries. Has everyone received the minutes for the last meeting? Any
Yes.
corrections?
I move that we accept the minutes of the last meeting.
On Crohan, I second.
Proper motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? Roll call vote. Don?
Yes.
Andrew?
Yes.
Sharon?
Yes.
Sue?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion carries. And let's see if I have anything else on the docket here. We're ready for the first item. And who's got that item?
We need the public statement.
I'm sorry?
We'll need the public statement.
Oh, yes. Had it buried in the other file here. Welcome everyone here this evening to the Board of Zoning Appeals. Some committee made up of 5 individuals. One person may be a county commissioner, one person may be a member of the county planning commission. The other rest of members are no longer connected with the county government. This evening, the people who represent the item will be called up. We'll go through staff's report. Staff completes their report. The presenters will be allowed to make any additional comments. When everybody's said their part, we'll open the meeting for public hearing and ask if anybody is present wants to speak on this motion. Ask they identify themselves to the record and speak to the panel, and we'll hear everyone at the proper time. At the conclusion of the, I'll close the public hearing, and they will then vote on the item. If there's an agreed party to what our decision turns out to be, there's right of appeal. They can wait a year and come back before this board and ask for a review of the item, or they can go to the county planning commission and the county commission and ask them to change the ordinance, maybe to better favor their position. And of course, third is an appeal to the Chancery Court here in Williamson County. Okay, with that, Donna, are we ready for the first item now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, and who has, Ms. Holly, do you have the first item?
I do.
Okay, go right ahead.
Right. This is a request by Mike and Jackie Freeman for a special use permit for a temporary special event extensive impact for the 2021 Tennessee Renaissance Festival at 2124 Newcastle Road. The property is zoned Rural Development 5 and is located in the 5th District. Application has been made for the Tennessee Renaissance Festival for 2021. The event, which will celebrate its 36th year, is a historical Renaissance experience featuring education and entertainment. This event is scheduled to operate on the following 9 days: May 8th, 9th, 15th, 16th, 22nd, 23rd, 29th, 30th, and 31st. Estimated attendance is 5,000. The application indicates this event will operate during an 8-hour window and utilize 3 tracts of land, allowing accommodations for crowds of 5,000 or more. The site plan submitted shows the required 200-foot buffer and parking areas, along with the location of food, craft, games, and kids areas. There are also various stages and a joust field listed on the site plan. Plans meet or exceed requirements of Williamson County Zoning Ordinance, Section 11.05D7, and include potable water. There'll be iced down 20-ounce bottled water is to be available at water and soda stands. Coca-Cola Distributors maintains additional inventory on site, and if more is needed, a truck is to be dispatched for added inventory. 7 water spigots on the festival site provide water for food vendors, and there are 4 spigots on the castle site. Additional 16 to 20-ounce water bottles are kept for emergencies and workers in the first aid areas, backstage area near the front gate, souvenir booth, center stage, and the joust field area. Porta potties. Blinker Light Porta Potty provides 70 regular units, 8 handicap accessible units, and 9 holding tanks to accommodate both male and female attendees. This exceeds ordinance requirements of 20 units. Trash Eagle Disposal is to provide a 30-yard or larger dumpsters, which are removed as needed. Vehicles ordinance requirements for parking is 1,250 spaces. The plan submitted shows 3,605 spaces. 2,570 guest parking, 193 handicap parking, 328 vendor or staff parking, and 514 additional leased parking. In 2017, TDOT officials recommended a signage plan to assist with traffic flow, which appears to have eased congestion associated with the event. Applicants plan to continue this approved signage plan for 2021. Lighting. As the event closes by 6 p.m. each day, the requirement does not apply. For security, there will be 7 security guards that will be required. Plans show for 10 deputies and staff, with 1 deputy to assist with traffic control. The 200-foot buffer requirement is to be met by temporary license agreements for the adjacent properties where an internal buffer is not provided. The hours of the event are 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., hours that are permitted by ordinance. For noise, the ordinance noise standards are to be met for sound amplification, which is planned only for the joust field and for the few performers who use microphones. For medical, there will be 2 privately hired paramedics and 1 privately hired EMT employed by St. Thomas Medical Services that will be on the primary festival site during all hours of operation located at the first aid station. One of the 2 paramedics will be located at the castle grounds during the castle tour hours. Fire extinguishers are placed at various areas of the event, and the electrical inspection is conducted each year prior to the opening of the festival to ensure safe electrical power. Copies of notifications to the Sheriff Department, emergency services, and all area fire departments have been provided. A permit is anticipated from the Beer Board at their March meeting, and the Health Department routinely inspects and issues permits to the concessionaires. Williamson County Zoning Ordinance, Section 11.05D7D-IC standards indicates the Board of Zoning Appeals may approve a maximum of 15 cumulative days per calendar year per site for special events with extensive impact. Special use approval is required per 11.05D7 for 9 dates: May 8th, 9th, 15th, 16th, 22nd, 23rd, 29th, 30th, and 31st. Plans indicate requirements of Williamson County Zoning Ordinance will be met. In addition to meeting the specific criteria, the board must decide whether the request meets the special use standards of 5.01E by determining that this use is appropriate in the location for which it is proposed.
Thank you. John, you have some?
The only thing I have, I think everyone's familiar with the Renaissance Festival. I do apologize for sending out the wrong staff report. It's basically the same report, but with the different dates for 2021, and the dates that Holly read are the correct ones: the 8th, 9th, 15th, 16th, 22nd, 23rd, 29th, and 30th, and the 31st, which is all the weekends in May. So hopefully everyone has the correct staff report in front of them. That's all I have, sir.
All righty. Who's going to be the spokesperson tonight? Jackie or Mike? Okay. We're ready for your report.
We want to thank everyone for letting us come before you and submit our plan. We hope that we can meet all requirements and compliances. We missed being in operation last year due to COVID, but we realized that we're in a new world now and we have new things to do to keep all of our community and neighborhood and patrons safe. And we hope to be able to do that. And we're here tonight to let you know that we will work any way that we need to be sure that all those COVID requirements or compliances are met.
Okay. Mike, you want to add anything? No, okay. Want to make sure everybody had an opportunity to speak.
Here.
Okay, at this point, I will open the meeting for a public hearing. John, do we have anybody on the line or?
We, I did send the information for the meeting to 2 separate individuals. I don't see either one of those on, but I do have 3 emailed letters to me that I need to read as a matter of public record, if y'all will bear with me for a few minutes.
Does everyone have a copy?
I believe that they were emailed to everyone this afternoon.
Okay,
I have 2 emails, but not 3.
Okay, there was one sent earlier, maybe earlier this morning that you made. I sent 2 this afternoon back to back, and one was sent earlier, maybe mid-morning.
Okay, I didn't get that one. Thank you.
Okay.
John, I don't know that it's necessary to read them into the record if all the BZA members received them. If there's one that maybe somebody didn't receive, then let's read that one.
Okay.
But I don't know if you necessarily have to read them if we know that all the BZA members have them in the record.
Okay. So does everyone have all 3 of these except for Ms. Workman, who is missing one?
Well, if my husband was here, he could probably find that 3rd one, but since I'm a computer nut, I don't know where it is.
Well, which ones do you have? And I'll read the other.
I have the one from Amanda
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez. That's the last one.
and the one from Jenny Reynolds. I have those 2.
Okay.
Jenny Reynolds. Okay.
It's the first one that she doesn't have.
You got the first and the last then, I believe. So I will read this one from, this is from Cheryl and Sam Bottoms at 10601 Spantown Road. And this is on the Rutherford County side of Spantown Road going out towards Almaville Road. It says, we live on Spantown Road and have some concerns about the traffic Renaissance Festival. As it has grown, so has the use of our small and narrow country road. Mr. Freeman puts up signs at 840 and Highway 96 to direct the traffic to use Highway 96 and Newcastle to access the festival. This is greatly appreciated, but with Google Maps app and the Waze app, this is no longer working. Traffic is being rerouted to Spantown Road. Along with the traffic delays blocking access to our homes during the festival, this is also a safety issue. We're concerned about the safety for our families playing in the yards and inability for emergency vehicles to access our homes in case of an emergency. If emergency vehicles can't access the road due to block traffic, it is also dangerous for festival goers themselves. Our request is that Mr. Freeman add more signage/road barriers at Spantown Road indicating no access to the festival, road closed, local traffic only, etc. during the couple hours before, during, and after the festival on festival days. We also ask that he enforce this with hired officers by not allowing anyone access to or from the festival except from Newcastle Road by way of Highway 96. We are fond of Mr. Freeman and his festival. We have been good neighbors and growing traffic. We do believe it is time for adjustments on his part to continue his good rapport with his neighbors. And again, that's from Cheryl and Sam Bottoms from Spantown Road.
Okay.
Thank you.
And if everyone has copies of the other 2, we had 3 letters sent for a matter of public record, all with pretty much the same idea on traffic.
Right.
Okay. Is anyone else, is anybody online? John?
I'm not showing anyone online, but if I'm overlooking someone, now is your time. This is your opportunity to speak publicly on this item. I
No
don't
response? And then we'll go to the board for questions, comments, concerns.
Mr. Chairman, this is Don Crohan. I'd like to know our usual question, were there any incidents or problems that we hadn't been reported your last time you had the event?
In,
It would have been
2019.
2019. That one's been-
First day calls, especially on days that he was missing. Nothing major or out of the ordinary.
We usually on the festival days, if we get humid weather, we have lots of requests from patrons, lots of times for extra water. Some people do overheat, and our paramedics attend to that. It seems to happen just on those very high temperature days when humidity is out, and they're probably on the joust field where the shade is not. That seems to be, if we have issues, that's where it is. And we always have our paramedic station during each joust time. So if a patron has some difficulties, they can get very quick access to them and help them. But that's all I recall is just things like
Anybody
that. I don't
transported to a
recall
hospital?
any other things into.
Was anybody transported to the hospital?
From my recollection, we did have one gentleman, yes, sir, that went to Murfreesboro Hospital. He had a heart attack on the joust field, and our paramedics sprang in action very quickly, and they reported back later that day that he was doing just fine and had a stent put in. That's the only one that I can recollect. That one kind of stood out in my mind.
Okay. And who
Mr.
was that?
Chairman, I'm sorry. I was gonna ask if we could have that person identify themselves.
Yeah. Who was the speaker? Who was that just spoke? Is that Rebecca?
That was Risa.
Ellen
I'm sorry.
Edwards?
Edwards.
We did.
Teresa, is part of our team, a very important part of our team at the festival. And she does our technology and it's good and good to see. She's over to the side taking minutes for us, so.
Okay.
Can you see her?
I can see her now. And your name is Rebecca Edwards?
Teresa,
Teresa, or ECAF.
Okay.
I apologize.
I'm having a little problem here.
That came to
Don, you have a follow-up question?
Yes, I do, sir. Spantown Road, what we've heard about Spantown Road, have you got any solutions that you feel we could have on Spantown Road to alleviate the problem as far as the traffic?
Yes, sir. We've looked at our signage plan this afternoon when we received the email. We've looked at it, and we have festival time ahead, but I didn't know if we need to add more. And as requested in one of those person's emails, I don't know, can you block a road from traffic coming in it? I don't know the legal ramifications with that. We want to assist our neighbors and our community and do all we can to keep traffic flowing and not bother them and not have people in places they're not to be. But, you know, we can go back to Huddleston and Steele that does this signage plan for us and add some more if that would be necessary. We'd be glad to.
What they've asked for, I wonder if that would be possible to add to the signage not to be used for festival.
We can do that, yes, sir. We can get one of those machines that blinks on and off and put there if we can do that. But
Or
as far-
or signs is for local traffic only.
only, but I didn't know they wanted the police in there to stop people, and I don't know the legal things about that. You know, we need to research and
I think
study.
legally,
You
you
advise.
can't block a road, you
what
can't
you
shut a
feel.
road down, but it might be wise to talk with your consultant that helped you with the signage program to begin with, and see if they have some suggestions, maybe some, I'm sure this is not the first time they run into this problem. They may be able to help resolve some of the problems we have. I reviewed the 3 letters that were sent in, and they all seem to have the same theme to them. They appreciate what you've done so far, but recognize traffic has gotten a little bit worse, and asking that you review your traffic pattern. And I noticed that you were adding a police officer, or I'm a sheriff deputy, and I thought maybe that person might be doing traffic control on that gravel road stretch. Is that possible? Is that what you're planning to do with that?
No, if they get on, I don't know if you can turn them around there or not.
The road is narrow through the gravel part. It hasn't been paved like the other part that's been nicely paved in the last 2 years. But we can sure check it out and see. It's very narrow through there. I don't know that a car can turn around if they got past it. But we would put signage up that hopefully can, they're alerted to it. But you know, if it gets down in there, they'll just have to go on and turn back around because there's not room to turn around in the road. And the neighbors, 1 or 2, since they don't want people turning in their driveway, so they would just have to flow through, and hopefully not that many will. They are correct with Google sends them that way. If they do call us and ask for directions, we always ask, please don't look at Google. Let us tell you how to get there, and we can get you there on a major road that's a lot safer and better. We've done that for years, but the Google sends them through back roads. If they don't call us, we don't know that. And that's kind of a hard thing for our neighbors. We realize that. And we're sorry that's happening, but I don't know what we can do. I don't think Google will change things. I don't know. We can check and see. Just don't know.
I think a review with
Yes,
your
they use their apps to get
consultant would be best.
that's from. And I had that right we had last year, so we will yes sir, address that with them and see what we can add to help satisfy the community and the neighbors.
Okay, other questions from the board?
I want to be clear. Last year you said 4,500, but this year you're saying 5,000. So you think you'll have more people this year? And is that over the whole month? The 5,000 is for the whole month?
No,
No
ma'am.
ma'am, that's
Per day,
per day.
per day at one time.
Day. Okay.
They flow through. So
Well,
it all depends on the weather.
yeah, it's weather related, and you've had 2 weekends of rain and you have a pretty Saturday, they're gonna be there, you know, and we and then on the rain days, we don't of course have anywhere near those kind of numbers or anything, but and people do tend to wait till our very last opening weekend, which is the Memorial Day weekend, and it's usually always our really crowded one. If the weather is very nice and pretty, they will usually be there.
Now, does that include
So
staff,
we work
vendors?
with that No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
So how many staff and vendors do you have?
Staff number.
You don't know? Okay.
That's probably
We're working on it. Give us just a second, please.
around 280.
280.
About
Okay.
280 individuals.
Okay.
That includes our food contractors, our craft subcontractors, and our performers, and then our staff for security and anything else I'm leaving out. Games and rides. There's a game and ride vendor that has a few,
Okay.
12 staff.
They're
Okay.
in a
Thank you.
parking lot too.
They're in the night lot out front. They don't go in the regular park. They have their own park.
Okay, other questions by the board?
Mr. Chairman, this is Don Crohan again. My question on this is, I'm thinking of this problem with the traffic and getting with your consultant, on the traffic. I wonder if it would be possible if you're adding people, but we still have only one officer assisting in traffic. talk to your people about possibly having more than one officer and be able to come back to tell our staff. It wouldn't have to come back before us again, but if you could bring that back to our staff and they could make a decision whether it was good what you were doing if possible. If that'd be all right with John.
That would be fine. I would like for y'all to state what you're looking for us to approve. If it's one extra person, two extra people, or one or two extra signs, I'd like for you to give me clear guidance on what we're looking for approval.
I'm
Okay.
looking for possible officer on Spantown Road, but I'm mainly looking for a sign that will tell the people not to come down that road for the festival. That would be the main thing I'd be looking for.
You know, while that, if possible to do that, if you will.
On the 96, do you want it on the 96?
No, no.
We already have an officer that assists with the bus tours during the day on Newcastle Road, and they get the buses in and out and then direct traffic there, plus on 96 too. So we have more than one officer that's helping, but we could get another one if you wanted it on the other end of where they enter on Spantown Road, I guess.
I think if I may interject, the problem that I've been hearing from the people that have sent the letters in is that once they turn off Nolensville Road onto Spantown Road or off of Almaville Road onto Spantown Road, then there's a traffic problem. And if they realize they don't want to go that way, then they're turning around in driveways. So I think what they're looking for is something on Almaville Road and Nolensville Road that directs them around to the Murfreesboro Road site to enter in on the Newcastle Road side.
Okay, we can.
On Almaville Road
And
and
I'll leave it up to the board
do
to
that.
determine what that, if that's a sign or if that's an officer or if anything is needed.
Mr. Chairman, I would say if we had the sign there and the officer may not be needed and he could leave if he wasn't needed, but if you had a police car with the sign there, I think that would correct the problem.
And that's on Nolensville. And that's at two places, or is it one or two places? Can I clarify?
I think it's one
Or is
place
it
on the road.
Almaville
One-
Road
one.
with
Not how,
one
what
place, yes.
location?
The
Well,
one
the-
at Emerald Road, the entrance to Spantown Road.
Okay, let me just,
Spantown Road on Nolensville Road is
yeah, let me just clarify. The entrance on
Uh,
Spantown, Nolensville Road side is in Williamson County. The entrance onto Spantown Road on the Almaville Road sign is in Rutherford County.
We have no authority there for sure.
Right, so it would just be within our county, the entrance of Spantown Road in our county.
Thank you for clarification. Understand now. Thank you.
Okay,
we could definitely put a sign down in Rutherford County.
you might be able to use a sign on the Rutherford County side, but officer would have to be on the Williamson County side. So maybe need both items. But I think if you will deal with John, he knows. You've seen the area, haven't you, John?
Yes, sir. I went out there this afternoon.
So he's got a better view of what we're talking about, and I think he's talked with some of the people who live out there, knows what we need to have happen. I'm very comfortable with John, you taking charge of that, and if you're satisfied with their proposal, I'm 100% behind you.
Okay, if we could make that part of the motion, when you're ready to make a motion, to spell out exactly what it is you're looking for.
Okay. Chair will entertain a motion, or if there are other questions, other concerns. Does legal have anything want to jump in here with something to say?
In regards to the staff review,
Yes. Or
So-
anything you have on your mind.
Right. No, I think that they have offered to go back to Huddleston Steel and see if any additional signage may be needed based on the traffic pattern. And that you all have asked them to take a look at whether signage and or an officer would be needed at the Spantown Road entrance of Nolensville. And you're authorizing the staff to confirm the result of that, as I understand it.
I think you're correct.
And so your motion to approve would include your usual reference to your sections in the zoning ordinance, but also an additional note that staff is authorized to review the signage plan and to work with the Freemans for any additional officers or signage that's necessary for this season. I think that's probably clear, and that gives the staff a little bit of discretion, but not so much that it's outside of your authority.
And you make a fine point. Next year will be coming up real quick. Getting this resolved for this year and next year would be the proper thing to do. Thank you. Other questions, concerns?
Do you have a, can I say one thing?
What's your question?
Go ahead, Andrew.
Would it be possible, the officer,
Who's speaking? I'm kind of lost here. Mike, was that you?
Mike
Mr.
is asking
Freeman?
a question.
I have a question. As far as having an officer there, the only time that I would see that an officer would be necessary would be in the morning for traffic coming in. And everybody be, once they're coming out of the festival, we can direct them to exit through 96.
That's what we always do.
We always do. So, you know, there would be traffic going back out 96. So to have an officer there in the morning to make sure that nobody's, you know, coming in that way, that would, you know, that would take care of, you know, because by 1 or 2 o'clock, there's nobody will be coming in that way.
Right.
Theoretically.
Peak time of traffic, but use your discretion. But we'll find out next year when we review this, whether we hit a home run or whether we kind of missed out on something here. So, okay. Questions, concerns, motion?
Mr. Chairman, this is Don Crohan. I'll make a motion that we approve the special use permit for a temporary special event extensive impact at 2124 Newcastle Road, meeting section 5.01 special use, 11.05 D, 7 DIC special event extensive impact, and 1602 noise standards. I would also put in there that this will depend on the approval of the beer board. Also on Spantown Road, looking at putting a sign at each end of Spantown Road stating not to use that for the festival. And morning traffic, there'll be an officer there on Spantown Road to kind of direct traffic.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Proper motion and a second. Discussion on the motion. Everybody understand the motion? Legal, did we miss anything?
I don't believe so, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. Assuming we're ready to vote, so we'll do a roll call vote. Chair votes yes. Don?
Yes?
Andrew?
Yes.
Karen?
Yes.
Sue?
Yes,
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you for coming in this evening. Hopefully we missed all the bad weather and we can get back, get home without any problems. I guess we won't have far to go to be home, because we're already at home. Any other business for the board?
I have none, sir.
All righty, good deal. Legal, do you have any?
I do not, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
Okay, we stand adjourned. See you
Thank
next
you.
month.
Any
Appreciate
idea
everybody
when
coming
we'll
out
be
this evening.
Thank you so much.